All right, we would just want to welcome everyone to the Build Your Business Workshop 101. We are so excited to have you with us. I just want to begin by just sharing my screen and giving you all just a brief introduction to what it is that we're going to be doing today. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Okay, let me see here.
There it is.
Here we go.
We got it.
This is an oh, here, sorry. Oh, there we go. All right, so we are looking to host our friend and family, Sister Johnnie Lloyd, and I just want to encourage you all that this is going to be a wonderful process for you. The time is now for you to build your own business. And so we are so looking forward to all that you're going to learn. For those of you that are looking to try to figure out what you need to do to grow yourself, to grow your business, to tap into who you are, and to be the best you. One of the very things that I enjoy doing in the work that I do across the different opportunities that God has given me is to maximize people's potential, to maximize people's resources, and to maximize your opportunities. And I'm here to share with you today that Johnnie Lloyd is going to be doing that for you. And so I just wanted to quickly go through what our agenda is today. Again, we're just a few minutes off, but today what we're going to do is we're going to have our introduction about 11:20. We're going to start, and we're going to move into the presentation about 11:15. We're going to take just about 12 o'clock. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we're going to end around 12:55 with just assignments and announcements. Okay, so let me introduce to you Johnnie Lloyd. This is we were stationed together back in Germany, and I love her to pieces. And so she's a serial entrepreneur. She has over 47 years, so nearly 50 years in leadership and resource training in the private industry, in government and nonprofit organizations. She was a C-suite executive for over 20 years and is known as a financial guru and a transformational expert specialist. She's a chief visionary officer for Johnnie Lloyd and Associates under UR Legacy Conglomerate, and she is a 3-time international best-selling author and rising president of National Speakers Association in Virginia, and has community awards and provides services internationally. Her back history is one of transformation and beating the odds physically, emotionally, and financially. And she knows the power of being at the crossroads of purpose and making the decision of limitless possibilities and moving forward and taking the steps to move forward. She currently has 3 profitable businesses and a nonprofit. And so today, Johnnie Lloyd is going to be providing for us all the tools needed in order for you to be successful in starting your business. And so now I'm going to share my powers, and I'm going to let Johnnie, I'm going to let you lead the portion, the activity. Is that okay? The activity of what's your
super. Okay, so we can start there. Praise him. Okay.
So let me here you go. And I am now making you the host.
That is always dangerous. I'm just saying.
I know.
That is dangerous. Lord have mercy. Okay. So I am the host, and I am looking forward to this opportunity. So the first thing I'm going to click off on is I'm going to share my screen with all of you. And please know this. I have way too many slides because it was a brain dump. And then I divided the number of slides and I did it half of what I had. However, this is not about my slides. This is about you. So it is about, I can't share.
You can't share?
Okay, now I can. Now I
Okay.
guess it was waiting on me.
Okay.
So this is really about you, and I'm looking forward to what's next for all of us. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set the atmosphere, and then we're going to do something. And so I'm going to ask you this to think while I just set everything up. What is your superpower? If you could name your superpower, what would it be? And if you could look at someone, or you know what does a superpower do? And what does a superpower have? Like if it's Batman has to stay away from kryptonite. So what is a superpower? And then what does your superpower person or need to stay away from? Okay, so in the meantime, while you're thinking about that, we're going to go ahead and set the space. So this is about engagement. I'm a high energy chick. I mean, I'm who I am. I'm just gonna be me, y'all be you, and we're gonna work this, okay? So I'm really high energy. You're not gonna be bored. And if you are, we get coffee in advance, okay? On your break, get coffee. Get coffee. So you're not gonna be bored though, really. This is about your success and your engagement. So virtually, I'd like you to stay on if you can. If you can keep your camera on, that's extremely important. We will be using the chat. And if you have a question that you would prefer to go through Pastor Sonia, please send it directly to her. And then she'll ask the question. So you have flexibility. You can ask the question, you can raise your hand, or you can send it to Pastor Sonia. So there's no reason to leave here and not have an answer. None. Okay, no reason. Then for questions and stuff. And remember that this is not the final opportunity. You're going to get a chance to contribute and use the chat and all of that. Again, raise your hand. So now let's go to your superpower. And I'm going to start off with myself. You know, I'm gonna step in the water first. My superpower is I'm effervescent. Okay, so I'm going to say pop, pop, flop, flop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. I'm like Alka-Seltzer. When I enter into space, my superpower is I change or impact that space. If I would look at someone and say, who is my hero, looking at a superpower that everybody would relate to, I would say Batman. I know I'm not a man. So Batman is the one I chose. And the reason for that is he knows to stay away from kryptonite. My kryptonite is shiny objects. I really have to stay focused. So I have a shiny object syndrome is what I call it. And so something can distract me from what I'm supposed to be on. Okay, so that's mine. So I'm gonna go to Edith. Can you be second for us?
Okay, well, a couple things come to mind. I think driver is definitely superpower, and maybe creating partnerships where there is none. I would say my kryptonite would be lack of organization.
Nice.
Maybe it's similar, you know, to like being distracted, but I don't know. The organization is not my strength. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Miss Roslyn. Thank you, Edith.
I think it's compassion, and my kryptonite would be too much mercy.
Too much mercy. Okay, we're gonna have to do a sidebar on that. What is too much mercy? Okay. So no, that's great. Thank you so much. Okay, Dana. You're on mute. You're on mute, Dana.
Hello.
Unmute. Okay,
There you go.
there I go. So what came to mind for me was like taking something small and blowing it up into something big, like creating something big out of it.
Okay.
And I guess my kryptonite would be maybe listening to other voices that I can't do it.
That's good, Dana. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna call it other people's OPP, other people's opinion.
Yeah.
OPO. Okay. Thank you, Dana. Okay, Arnold. He may not be available. You're on mute if you're talking to
Yeah,
us. Okay.
I was just helping everybody else out, and then I had to help myself out. So my character would be Flash, the Flash, because he's always moving fast. And I know y'all think I don't move fast, but I do. God bless y'all. See, we're touching and agreeing. And so my kryptonite would be ADD syndrome. I tend to focus on things right here, but I can lose track and start so many other projects. And just have like right now I'm sitting here doing 4 different things versus trying to focus on this. So I've done that all my life. I have been somewhat successful, but I think that's something I need to definitely fine tune. And as you know, Johnnie and everybody else knows me, this is a sidebar. My true weakness is donuts. Okay, let's get that out of there.
Your true what is what? You start
donuts.
Donuts. Okay. Krispy Kreme or what? Okay.
Yeah, you know it.
The hot sign calls me in.
Right.
Okay, great. Okay, so now I have some other people that are on.
Jeremy and Lindsay.
Jeremy.
My let's see. What is my superhero? Does it have to be like an actual superhero?
It's
Show
your
yourself,
superhero.
Jeremy.
Okay.
Show yourself.
Here he is.
There we go.
Jeremy, yes, welcome. Okay, yeah, that's on you. This is your world. We just visiting.
Okay. My superhero is Michael B. Jordan. Because I could see I could see him. I could see me and him like just being the same, and I love working out, and he loves working out, and I just find it really cool because we share the same personalities.
Nice.
And he's an actor, and I want to become an actor. But I would say I feel like the downside is the Joker in me, because I feel like I can play too much, and then I can mess up, and then I could get in trouble. So I think, yeah.
Okay, Jeremy. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I have Lentice.
Yes, that's my baby.
I agree. Gotta be proud. Go ahead.
I will say this is my husband, but you're blurred out, honey. My superpower is I get really, really excited about things. I have the ability to be courageous, bold, and to start big projects. I can have a big vision and put all of the pieces together to activate that vision. My downfall that I've always struggled with, and I'm praying for more discipline, is that I take off so fast, and then I get bored easily. And then I have an issue with sticking with stuff because my attention goes elsewhere when I want to start a new project.
Okay, so and we'll talk. I don't want to be scattered, so I want to answer that, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna control myself. I saw the shiny object popping up. You popped up. Okay, that's awesome. That's great. Okay, so who did I miss? I think Etta.
I think that was just my son on my mother.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take that one off. Okay, so did I miss anyone? If I did, pop in now.
Oh, why?
Me.
Oh, praise the Lord! How did I miss you? Go ahead, Pastor.
All right, I'm a big Marvel fan, and so I feel like my superpower is being a connector and a mobilizer. And so I see Professor X, right? Because what he did was he identified, you know, a lot of the Avengers that were part of the superhero team, the Avengers team. And then what he would do was he would mobilize them for a cause. And so you know, so Professor X is who I identify with as a superhero. My superpower is being a connector and mobilizer. But my kryptonite, I think it kind of falls in that area where my husband is, and Lentice, you know, the ADD and the, you know, a short attention span, because I like to learn a lot, and so I'm learning and I'm working in one vein, and I'm like, okay, I can multitask, so I'm going to do this too, and I'm going to do this too, and I'm going to do this too, and so yeah, that's you know, a short attention span and ADD, you know, trying to do everything that I think is within my power to do.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Okay, so you're going to see everything that we have just discussed kind of come out in some of the slides that we're talking about. And if you have specific questions regarding it, because this is this is actually slide number 2. Okay, now this is about build your business, and this is about you. So you are the key to unlocking your future. And the reason I use a globe is because we are so connected as a world, that we are global. As soon as you put your business on the internet, you're global. As soon as you get on social media, other people are coming into the same social media area. You're global. You tap into people in other countries and all of that. So open your mind and look at it from the perspective that you are global. So I want to also say thank you to Pastor Sonia and Greater Life for having me, because it's such an amazing opportunity. And then to remind y'all, just because everybody wasn't on initially, is that this is about you. I have a bunch of slides. I just want to say that. I have a bunch of slides, but those slides are not as important as you are. Because if you don't get it, then I have not met my assignment for today. And my assignment is to serve you, to add value to where you are right now today. Okay? So it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter about how much money, resources you have. That is not the issue, because you can start a business anywhere. My first business I started when I was homeless, sleeping on somebody else's floor with my daughter on my chest. You can start a business anywhere. It's just a matter of what it is, who you're serving, that kind of thing. So we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff today and who you are. Okay. So I am going to go to the next one. Okay. So again, today's overview is going to be the power of self-awareness. It's going to be about self-discipline, all of those things. And then we're going to talk a little bit about fear of failure and the fear of success, because sometimes we sabotage ourselves as we become successful in the thing we've been asking for. You know, if we say we're going to do this, we don't do A. As soon as we get A, then we do something to back it off. Okay. So that kind of thing. We're going to talk about preparation. We're going to talk the Shamgar principle is just start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And Lentice is excellent. And a couple of you like that, to start off with nothing and then grow it. Amazing. We're going to do a little bit about testing your ideas, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the self-confidence formula if time permits. The key is that know that you're going to be able to get to all of this and run it at a slower pace, or to look at it on YouTube. And so don't get caught up in making a bunch of notes, but know that you are, you're going to have it available to you. one of the first things we're going to do is shift your mindset. I want you to move from an I can't, because all of us have been taught of the things we cannot do. That may be the first thing that comes to our head about can't. We look at things that we can't do to how can I? When you say I can't, your brain power shuts off and says, oh, okay, you can't, no problem. I don't need to use my energy for that. When you ask your brain, how can I, or you say that to yourself, and your brain will say, okay, let me show you how to do it. Let me give you the solution to that problem. So it's shifting your mindset from that. And then we're going to also, I'm going to encourage you to stop using the word should, because when you say should, it's a sense of blaming. It's a sense of shaming in a lot of cases, and it puts judgment out. When I say I should have got up early, I just made a declarative statement that I did something I wasn't supposed to do. But if I say I could have gotten up earlier, which I could have, that's a whole nother matter. It gives me the empowerment to do this. The same thing, because this stuff is going to be, everything we talk about today is going to be practical in your personal life, your business life, and if you're working in anybody else's space as an employee or as the employer, is going to apply to all of those things. Okay. So the first task we're going to do, and you get 1 minute. Repeat, 1 minute. I am timing you. You just won $3,000. It came to you. How you got it? Unexpectedly. You have to tell me in a minute. I'm gonna let you put it in the chat. What are you gonna do with the money? What are you gonna do? You have 1 minute to make decisions. I need to pull my box.
Nobody can see your chat but you, right? So there's no copycatting, right? Okay.
I'm gonna have you put it all in the chat at one time. That'd be cool.
Oh, all right.
Why don't we do that?
Mark, set, go.
Okay.
1 minute. You just
1 minute. The whole, okay. Anybody else?
I'm trying to get there. Man, folks are too quick on this. Oh.
I know you're down to 30 seconds. I know you do.
Ooh, I'm there. Boom. Bullet points.
Wow. Look at Mr. Brunswick.
Well, I mean, that's what professionals do.
You know what? I missed you. You're off the chain. Okay. Stop.
Oh.
Is everybody's in the chat? Okay. Okay. So the reason that I had you do that, and even for those who didn't put anything in the chat, this is the reason I had you do that. Uh-oh, I went the wrong way. You should always establish a plan in advance for the unexpected. Unexpected money, unexpected, whether it be an emergency, unexpected opportunity. And this is going to get you ready for unexpected, because most people say luck. You know, people say, oh, you're so lucky. I am not lucky. What happened is opportunity and preparation met. Okay. Opportunity and preparation met, and I was prepared. So that's the key. The key is I have a plan. My plan is based on percentages. So if anybody gives me, if somebody handed me $1 billion, I'm volunteering to accept it. If somebody handed me $1 billion today, I have a plan of what's going to happen, because it's not based on dollar amount. It's based on percentages. So no matter what comes into my hand, I follow the same concept. So when I get my extra tax money comes in, I follow it. When I get whatever comes in, I follow it. And I always give a piece of what comes in to me. I'm a tither, 100%. So 10% to tithe, and I usually give an offering based, whatever. And then I give 10% to me. And then I give a portion of it, 10% for investments. And then I do 70 to attack debt, get out of debt, or to build wealth. So y'all see where I'm at? I went 10, 10, 10, 70. I'm not saying that that's your percentage. I'm just saying that's what I do. And if you find out what your percentage is, it's going to impact everything that you do as it relates to the business. It's going to impact everything that you do as it relates to your personal income, all of those things. Because when we don't tell money what to do, it disappears. If we don't tell what opportunities to do, if we're not prepared, it goes away. So you need to be prepared, okay? So then we go into, let's talk about the truth about money. Money is not, let me tell you what money's not. Money's not emotional. We attach emotions to money. Money's not good or bad. It's what we do with money. Whoever has the money is what they do with it. The same 100 or 1,000 or 10 million or whatever dollars that can go and help to build an economy or a community or whatever is the same money that can be set aside to be destructive. So it's not money that's the issue. It's the person that has the money. It's what they're doing with the money. Money is factual. You either have it or you don't. And all of us need it. And then it's about making choices once you get it. Okay? So that's what it is. It's not being empowered. Money only magnifies who you are. I'm going to say it again as I come close to the camera. Money only magnifies who you are. If you're a great person, you're a giver, whatever, when you get money, that's what you're going to do with it. If you have issues with money and you blow it or you whoever you are, the DNA, money only magnifies that. Okay? And that's what we all need to remember. So as you build a business, this is about the power of you. You need to know who you are from the very beginning, because the choice is yours. Anybody, all of us, all of you can be more profitable immediately. You can be more profitable. If you just apply this to your personal life, you can be more profitable. So it's not just about the money, because wealth is what we're really after. Wealth is the thing that is beyond the money. When you think of business and all that, most people go directly to money. I go to, and I'm recommending you do the same, is to look at it from the wealth perspective. You'll get more bored when you think about money if you only look at money side. You say, well, we made, whatever my numbers are, now I can just, sit back. You know how you have somebody says, this is your goal, and then you hit the goal, and you could have done better than the goal, or you may have, but you say, oh, I got the goal, I'm good. Same thing with money. So look at it from these 7 spheres, because each one wraps around the other. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Steve Jobs was a billionaire, right? But he didn't have good health. There was nothing his money could buy to cause him to stay alive. Okay? So it's not just money. You need to look at your spiritual health. You need to look at your soulical, your mind, your will, your emotions. Those are soul. Your mind, your will, and your emotions. Those are 3 things that you control. Okay, pause. You can control your emotions. You can. We may not want to, but we can. We can control our mind. The more control you have over your mind, the greater wealth you can build. And you can control your will. It has to be an act of your will. Building a business has to be an act of your will. No matter how much Pastor Sonia, anybody else, I want it for you, you have to want it for yourself. because you're the one that got to do the work. You're the one that's going to do the work, and you're the one that's going to have profit first and give yourself a piece of the profit, even when the profit starts off small. So your social wealth, how do you impact your community? What is going on? That kind of thing. Your social wealth, your influence. We talked about, me and Pastor Sonia's and Brother Arnold's, our relationship happened years ago. We stay connected, and because of our relationship, y'all hear me? There's such a thing as relationship capital. So what are you building when you look at a relationship capital? Is all your friends on Facebook? Okay, I asked, but you know, y'all can excuse that. Y'all can scratch that out. I mean, I'm saying, are they all on TikTok? Are they all on what? But you don't know them. Relationship capital is when I come to you and you know me well enough that you know the person that I am, you know my character and my integrity, and you can vouch for me. When opportunities come up, you think of me. That's relationship capital. People that get you in a space that you wouldn't have known about. That's relationship capital. That is the thing that you need to build, grow, and expand any business. Now, what we can do, and I'm just going to pause, you're going to see it again, is that sometimes when we start a business, we look at the people we know and we expect them to be the first ones to buy. We expect them to be the one that support our dreams, our vision, right? And then when they don't, we can become displaced. We can become, look at it and say, well, I guess it ain't gonna work. You got the whole world, honey. You got the whole world in front of you. You ain't got to depend on them people, whoever them people are. Whoever them people are, you ain't got to depend on them. Stop looking for the people that you know and grow who you are. So this is about your personal growth. This is about you, because when you come in with this mindset, knowing that maybe the people that I know right now are not going to be my best clients. So that means you're going to start building something that it doesn't matter if they know you or not. You're going to come to the top of the realm because of your brand, the brand called you. Okay, community wealth. Most people, when you go to their funeral, if they have no community wealth, their funeral is normally very short. If they didn't do anything in the community, normally they don't have a lot of people coming up saying, you know, how so and so impacted them. Now, I'm not making you think of death. I'm thinking of life more abundantly. I'm thinking of how did you make an impact? How do you live a legacy and leave a legacy? Notice I said live first and then leave. And then you're looking at generational wealth. The thoughts, the habits, the things that you teach is the things that you want to pass on to others. That's what you want. So generational wealth. So just think about those things as we move into the next. Reframing business. What if you thought of yourself as a business? What if you thought of you right now without opening a checkbook, without any opening setting up an LLC or whatever? What if you thought of you, the person that's sitting right now in this space? What if you thought about you as a business? What do I get when I get you? What do I get? And does what you say I get align with what I actually get? Have you bought a product or service and they said it was going to do X, Y, Z, and you got it and it didn't do X, the Y, or the Z? You see what I'm saying? So what do I get when I get you? And if it's not what you want it to be at this point, work on you while you work on your business. Because the very thing that we ignore as we build our business, as we grow to the next level, as we have more cash available, can be the thing that sabotages us if we don't take care of it. So be the best brand that you can be. Be your most valuable player. Know your mission, your vision, and your purpose. That is connected. Mission is connected to your mindset. Vision is connected to the value that you bring or add when you come to the table. And purpose is potential. And purpose is untapped power. Now you say, Johnnie, I'm whatever age. It don't matter. I don't care if you 5 or you're 105. As long as you're breathing, you still have potential. The question is, what are you doing with it? Okay. So, and Pastor Son, you're going to have to help me because I don't see a clock anywhere in front of me. So when I get to that point, help me. So we're going to start about 3 critical questions. You are your business, the power of working in and on your business called life. Okay. So the first one is cornerstone. What are you built on? What is your belief system? And when I say that, I'm not just saying what is your faith system. I'm saying what are you believing on about you? Okay, let me go back. Something came in early. Okay, nope, it came in. Okay, so the 4 cornerstones that show up is me, we, do, and be. Very important. The 4 cornerstones again are we, me, you. Start with you. The me cornerstone is about building knowledge and wisdom. And that's why you're here, to build your knowledge and wisdom, right? To focus your thoughts, feelings, and attitude. Then you go into the we cornerstone. This is one cornerstone, the corner of it, right? This is about building relationships. We talked about relationship capital. That's the we. I know people say that they are a self-made whatever. No, somebody had to buy their product. Somebody had to buy their service. Somebody had to click like or whatever. Nobody made themselves. Just want to say that. Nobody made themselves. We can create a lot of stuff, but we can't create us. I'm just saying. Okay. So then the do cornerstone. That's where the power comes in to build your productivity. No matter where you are, that's about physical, financial, and environmental. And then we go into the be cornerstone. Now, becoming is what we talk about as the work. Being is about I am assured of what I have been promised, and I'm going to start acting like I'm a business owner right now. I'm not going to wait until I open the business. I'm going to come like I already own the business, because if nothing else, I own me, right? So start the being of it, to be, to build your future. That's what the be is, okay? So this is a question. All I want you to do is look at this list, and everyone that applies to you in this moment, and we talked about a little bit of it, is just write the number of the ones that you can either say yes to, or maybe, like if you're disorganized, we talked about that. If you're passionless, visionless, whatever, if you're irresponsible, I don't know it all. How many of these apply to you? And then just know that number so that you can, and again, you will be able to look at this in the future. So you can start looking at how can you shift from the things that may be hindering or could hinder your growth. Notice I didn't say just your business. I'm saying your growth, because we rise to the level of our leadership, our management. We rise to that level. So the more you are self-aware, because that's what this first thing is about, you being self-aware, the more self-aware you are, you can build self-control and other things to move forward. So you can't see it, but I have this thing next to me that says 100%, 80%, and 60%. The reason that I have that there is because I was taught all my life and fought for an A, and A was 100%. So if I got anything less than an A, I said, I failed. That was the mindset that I had. So now it's about effort, not about the grade. Listen to me, this is extremely important. I don't care if it's a child. I don't care if it's an adult. I don't care if it's an employee. I don't care if it's a spouse, a partner, whatever. What level of effort did they come to you or do the thing in? Don't just look at the thing and say, well, you didn't wash. I used to do this to my daughter. I said, well, you didn't do that, and you didn't do that, and you didn't do that, and you didn't do that. You know what she started? You know what she did? She said, well, I ain't gonna do nothing because you're still gonna come in and tell me what I didn't do. So I might as well sit back. You tell me 3 things instead of I do 5, and you tell me 3 others, and you never praised me for my effort. So shift the mindset and look at your effort. Because what if 80% is all you have space for? What if 80% is your best effort? Don't look at it as failure. Are you hearing me at a deeper level? And don't forget, y'all can ask me questions. I don't see anything in the chat. Pastor Sonia's going to help me with that. So this is your space. So this is like, this stuff is in my head, y'all. So if y'all have questions or comments or something, y'all need to stop the train. You know, let me pause. Okay. So just want to encourage y'all to do that. And then this is what I want to tell you. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So no matter what you learn today about yourself, and I'm telling you this in the middle of it, no matter what you learn about yourself today, no matter what happens, what you're thinking, even now, about like, can I do this or whatever, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So it's not about what you don't have. It's not about I can't. It's about how can I? How can you do what you desire to do? Okay. So this is just a word thing about entrepreneurship. And the question is, are you an entrepreneurship? Are you an entrepreneur? And so somebody said it was a passion, but you're passionate. Passion is huge on here. That's one of the things entrepreneurs really need. So the larger the word, the bigger is the impact. Now, I personally never pray for patience. I mean, that's the thing I have. I don't pray for patience. I don't ask God for patience. I don't do none of that. I don't ask nobody for patience. Because typically when I ask somebody for patience, what happens is something happened to cause me to build my patience level. So what I do is I start using affirmations that state what I have versus what I do not have. So it states that I have patience or I have whatever. So, and then my brain starts working on helping me get that, because your subconscious mind never goes to sleep. So let's talk about getting rid of the ball and chain. So the ball and chain is our 10 self-limiting beliefs. Now there may be others, but this is just 10, okay? Some people say, well, I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too whatever. I'm not smart enough, whatever. Business is not about smartness. Can I tell you that? Business is not about being smart. There's some people that flunked out of school that are multimillionaires. There are people that are homeless and have been homeless. Look at Tyler Perry. There are people that were adopted, given away, beaten, abused. Oprah. Do we need to go through the gamut? So as soon as you do one of these 10 limiting beliefs, Google be your friend. Google somebody that has the same thing and then counteract that thought. If somebody said they were too old, the colonel with Kentucky didn't start until he was 70. He got a few years on me, but not many. Okay. So my point is eliminate whatever you're thinking is your roadblock to get you to where you have already been designed to go. You were designed for greatness. It's about your impression and how you see yourself. So the question is, do you see yourself and you're the lion, but you see a cat, a little bitty cute cat, but you're still a lion. When everybody else looks at you, they see this lion, but you think of yourself as this little bitty cute cat that goes meow. Where's your roar? Or are you the one that you're more self-confident and you are the cat, but inside you know there's a lion. So you're working on that lion. So this is the deal. The lion and the elephant is in the same space. The elephant is how many times bigger than a lion? Okay, huge. An elephant is smarter than a lion. It has more power than a lion. But when the lion sees the elephant, he sees a meal. When the elephant sees the lion, he's not afraid. Who's right? So how do you eat an elephant? Most people, I used to say, one bite at a time. Nope. You call your friends. You call people that are your comrades, all of these people. You call people in and you help, and they help you with that. So you don't have to build the business alone. And so we're going to talk about in a minute about the 3 levels of people that you can have that's on your team. So how do you see you? That's the key. And then build your self-confidence, because self-confidence is actually one of the things that help build business. Some people say it's about personality and all of that. And I have taken, I do. I'm certified to give DISC and all that wonderfulness. However, no matter what assessment you take, no matter what the assessment says, remember this. Anything that assessment says can be shifted to the right or the left. It is not about the assessment. Don't allow anything or anyone to label you based on purely an assessment. Okay? Because you can impact any area of your life. Personality, you can impact your personality. I'm bubbly all the time. I get up like this, I go to bed like this, unless I haven't had, if I'm hungry, I do have issues. If I'm hungry or sleepy, those are the two issues I have. So resources is not about resources, because you can still, it's all about you. It's not about what you don't have. It's about what you have. Do you know you can start a business that generates income with little to no money? Online. You can do drop ship. You can do KDP. There's a lot of stuff you can do. It's not about can I, it's about how can I. So just remember that. Your openness. A lot of people say, well, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, I'm a this, I'm a that. Don't let other people label you. Don't allow anything to limit you. Remember that you have the power. So the question is this. Is your money in your hat or is it in your head? If it's in your head, that means that your potential is untapped and it's in your head, but you haven't created anything with it. Or is it in your head only? And then people, Miles Monroe talks about, he said, one of the wealthiest places in the world is graveyards, because people took their potential with them to the grave. So what Les Brown says is, he says, die empty. Let all your potential be shared with the world. And the bigger problems we solve, the more we serve other people, then the more problems we solve, the bigger problems we solve, the more we normally generate income. We don't remember, at least I don't remember Steve Jobs by just how he died. I remember about what he left for us. Apple. An Apple phone that is extremely expensive. Can I say that? But Apple phone. Apple products, that's what he left us. So they'll think of you about what you left, not what you kept. So you have thoughts and ideas. And so I'm going to tell you now, one of the assignments that will be rendered for you for next time is to do a journal. One is a journal of gratitude. You can do one book and have one side. I'm gonna open a book. You can do one side of gratitude and the other side is thoughts and ideas, or you can do 2 separate journals. And the reason that I'm asking you to do that is because we need to start valuing our thoughts and ideas, and we need to be grateful for what we have in our hand. It just opens our mind up. It opens our capacity and capability for more when we're thankful for what we have. Okay. And that, what I just showed y'all about the hat in the hand, that's that is actually on YouTube, and it explains it more. Okay, so scenario 2. This is a question that I want us to answer, and you can all come off the mic, or we can talk about it, or you can just put it in the chat. This person, well, actually, okay. Should this person treat their side hustle as a business is the question. On their tax return, they are a renter. They're a full-time employee. They have one dependent, and they didn't make a profit. So the choices are, you can put in the chat, A, B, or C. And no, you can't say A, B, and C. You can't put all 3, Arnold. So you can only use one, A, B, or C.
B.
You said B.
Yes.
Okay, so anybody else? Don't be scared. That's why we're here.
Right. Be bold.
Be brilliant. Be bold. Be brave. Okay, somebody else? Jeremy, which one do you think?
I think
Yes.
And I'm cheating because you ain't even filling out taxes. So I'm really cheating with you. I'm really cheating with you. So what you at?
but I can't see C. I can't see
You're not sure. Okay.
Oh, okay, really not sure. I guess like
You're not-
so B. I'm guessing B.
That's good. No, B is good guess. Okay, so this is the way we're going to talk about it. There's a reason that I put it like this. Normally I would put it as a waterfall. Everybody put an answer, and then I say press enter and let it be done at one time. But this way, I just wanted us to talk about it because I want you to value where you're at. A lot of people have a side hustle that it has not already been created as a legal entity, an LLC or whatever, right? And so they think it doesn't count, or they can't go against their taxes. They can't fill out the form and write it off. They're not making income yet on it. And when I say income, I'm saying after you do the income and expenses, they have a loss. So they said, well, I can't count it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Matter of fact, it's going to help you. So let me talk about the difference in tax evasion and tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is legal. So let me tell you how that could work. Let's say the person makes $50,000 a year, an income on their regular job, but they started a side hustle. In their side hustle, they wrote off their miles because they were Uber driver or whatever, and then so they wrote off all that stuff, and it caused them to have a loss on paper, probably of $3,000 or $10,000. Let's say 10. So now they're only taxed on $40,000. So their taxable income went down because they have a side hustle. Now that is not the way you want. I mean, because we're talking about paper, it went down. So I love it, Edith. Go ahead. Ask me a question.
So if your side hustle is not legal, like you're not an LLC or a nonprofit or whatever, but you have a loss, can you still apply that to your taxes?
Yes, ma'am. The way you do it is you are a sole proprietor. So you are a sole proprietor. So you still get a chance to fill out the Schedule C. You still list everything as if it was an LLC, and it's legal. But you have to have receipts. You have to do all that. I mean, you still have to track everything. Okay. So, or go back and get, your receipts. Cause we have, our, either we have receipts or we have our credit card statements or whatever. You don't have to separate it yet. Now, is Johnny telling you to do that on a regular basis? No, but I am saying take advantage of it if this is where you're at today. Because remember, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. So let's start today. We're in the middle of tax season, and I didn't want to give away that. I didn't want to not discuss that for a moment because some people already are doing the work. Because I have people that are generating income, and they're saying, well, I'm not going to tell anybody I generate that income. But if you took the income and the expense, you probably got a loss, especially for, let's say, Uber driver. You can write off 50-something cents a mile. And you driving a Prius? Hello, you're going to gain. So you have to look at it and do the work so that you can look at the whole picture, and that's not part of it. Okay. Does that answer your question, Edith?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions regarding it? Because this is a power play, y'all. If my tax liability went from 50,000 to 40,000, that means part of the money I just paid the IRS, they're gonna send me back. Hello, they're gonna send you back a check. Look, I'm not trying to give the IRS my money because it's tax avoidance. Now let's talk about tax evasion. Tax evasion will have you behind bars. I don't play with the IRS, and I don't play with my tax. I don't play with that. Whatever the IRS tell me I can do, I do. Whatever they tell me you can't do, Johnny, I don't do. I don't play with it. It's not gray to me, right? I find out what we can do, because remember, I got 47 years of accounting and all that wonderfulness. I find out what I can do, and I support that, and I look for ways for that to happen. You can't have a loss for 20 years. That's a hobby. That's not a business. That's a hobby. So you can't do it to evade tax, but you can have something that you do and it had a loss for the first 3 years or whatever, and now you're going to make it a legal business and then move forward. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so hopefully that added value to y'all day. Cool. Okay, so let's go on. Question number 2, who is your support system? You're starting a business. This business is you. Who is your support system? Now you're going to start a real business. It's going to be legal. You're excited about it. You're jumping up and down, but you didn't tell your spouse. Is that problematic? Yes. Pastor Sonia. You're on mute.
I just want to let you know we have 4 minutes before our break.
Okay, cool. Okay. So that's problematic. I'm going to go do this next 2 slides, and I think I can do them in 4 minutes. Okay. So have you talked to them? Have you shared it with them? And then have you thought of how it's going to change your life? How much time is that you're going to have to invest? Have you done questions and concerns? Have you done those things? And so this is the last slide I'm going to do right now, because I think this is really important. So reframing your business. Remember, we talked about who is your support system, who's on your, I'm gonna call it squad. There are some people that are constituents. Constituents they're there for you. Comrades are different, and confidants are people that will be there ride or die. We call those ride or die people. No matter what happens, they're gonna tell you don't smell. They're going to tell you that you may not smell. Who says somebody said right or die? So anyway, so people that will be with you regardless.
No,
so that you can
hey, Jeremy, put your phone on mute. Jeremy, put it on mute. We can hear him.
Thank you. So, okay, so those are the ride or die. And so you need all 3. You need people that are constituents, that are for the things that you want to go forward on, but those people are not going to stay with you. They're not going to stay. As soon as you occur, as soon as that thing is over, they're going to move forward. Then you have people that are comrades, they're in the battle with you, like the military, but you go out on a battlefield, and once that's over, they're gone. The problem that most people have in business and in life is they take the top 2 and they use them as confidants. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. in every area of your life. So personal, operational, strategic, or spiritual. Okay, so I think we're at break time.
You still have 2 minutes.
Oh, praise him. I love the Lord. He just gave me okay. So I'm gonna do these 2 slides real quick. There's a physical requirement for us to build a business and to build our life and to get promoted and to all of those things. Whatever you're doing, there is a physical requirement. Are you physically ready for it? Owning your own business, yeah, you're the boss. It takes 12 to 16 hours in some cases. So after you do a full-time job, it may take 4 or 5 more hours for you to keep on doing it. It normally takes 6 to 7 days a week when you first start off, because remember, you're a startup. And then you look at your time, your energy, your cash flow. Then you have to look at your faith, a fear of failure, or fear of success. Do you have a plan? And then you look at your family. Okay, but there is a reward. There's a reward for the journey. For the journey, there's a reward. And then there's risk and reward. And everything that we do, you have to decide if the risk is worth the reward. You can decide that. And then finally, yeah, because we're this perfect place to stop. It's the emotional, spiritual side. Right now, we are all in the situation that we came out of a crisis. Just because there is always a crisis. Can I just tell y'all that? Now, it's not COVID, thank goodness, but there's always a crisis in our life. Life is full of crises. The thing is to build resilience, to understand what you're going to do in the midst of your crisis. So it gives you emotional strength. There's always challenges. There's going to be problems in your business. And when I say problems, remember, you're building the strength to be a problem solver, because you're not saying, I can't, you're saying, how can I? And then management is the most important area of business and leadership. Those are the 2 things that get most businesses in trouble: the management of things and the leadership of people. And then make sure when you assess yourself, when you look at your life, do you like chaos? You know, when you're scrolling, do you like all the chaotic stuff that's happening? Do you like chaos? And if not, you might want to step away from some of the chaos right now. And then remember, you can start where you are, no matter where that is. Use what you have in your hand, not something else in somebody else's hand, and do what you can to start the business or a business that generates income today. I am Johnnie, and we are on break.
All right. How long is the break?
You have a 10-minute break. Please come back promptly within 10 minutes so that we can start on time. Starting on time allows us to also end on time.
All right.
Oh, wow. Thank y'all so much for the chat. I appreciate it. I'm just now looking at it. Don't know schedule C. Rosalind. Okay, cool. We're gonna pause the I'm gonna pause the taping. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
As soon as I figure out, okay, I'm gonna stop share. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. Okay, so y'all should be seeing the last one we did was emotional, right? Okay, so we're gonna go right into our next scenario, which should be moving. Okay. Yeah, this is our scenario. Our next scenario is this, and that'll give people an opportunity to come back on. Who do you think can limit your income? And you can put it in the chat, A, B, or C.
I'm gonna jump to B.
You and this B.
He using his initials, that's why.
That's right.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? You know what, Sister Rosa? I will change it next time. It will B will not be the answer.
Well, B is just for brilliant, Brunswick.
You know, you know
Or-
what? Brave, bold. Okay, so and the reason for this is in so many cases, because of age, because of all those 10 things we talked about already, is that a lot of people look at this and they say, other people are responsible for my income. People limit my income. Some people limit their income because of the government and they say, I can't make any more than X amount of money. I am 65, so I'm waiting until I'm 66 3/4 or something because nobody gonna tell me how much money I can make because I already exceeded and I'm not paying you money back because I exceeded it. But I don't even want that mindset. You hear me? So when you think that someone else is limiting how much money you can make, even if you have a full-time job, I have been in executive positions and people have come in and said, well, I just had a baby and, you know, I need a raise. That didn't have anything to do with us. That's not our issue. We weren't, I mean, we love you and all that, but that is not my issue. So the question is how do you get a raise? You provide more service. And the way you provide more service is when somebody asks you to do something at your job, is that you learn that new skill set, you have them invest in you, and then you put it on your resume. And if they're not willing to keep you, somebody else will. You don't threaten them with it. You just make it happen because who's in control of you? You. So the deal is, even though this big space here is about the money, it's really about your mindset that's connected to the money. It's not about the money, guys. It's about our mindset. So we get a choice to choose. And so don't allow anything or anyone to limit you except for one thing that is unlimited. Your mission. Your mission is limitless. So don't allow anything to limit your business, the business that's you, the business that you create, the business that you think of. Don't allow anything to limit you. The only person I can't get away from is me. So that's why we're taking all this whole time to talk about is you, because that's the only person you can't run away from. So once we work on the us, right? Because all of us got some us's stuff. So once we start working on that, we just build habits to move forward. Because I'm gonna tell you, I still have problems with sweets. I don't know about nobody else. I have a sugar problem. The problem is I want to eat sugar all the time. But it doesn't look good on me. If I eat sugar all the time, there's a multiplication that happens. And the answer to that would be no. Okay. So my point for saying that is this. The same thing happens with all of us. None of us have arrived. No matter how you look at somebody else's life, remember, it's only a snapshot. Okay. So just look at that. So then as we move, so what? Now what? That's the key. So all of the stuff we talked about so far. So what? Now what? What do we do with this? Stay strong and believe, right? Believe in yourself. Never give up. I don't care what you hear from somebody else when you tell somebody you're going to start a business. Somebody's going to not be on your side. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you have the power. You have the power of choice. You are the one that matters. And if you don't take your power, somebody else will. It's like driving a car. If you're in a car and you're not behind the steering wheel, somebody else is driving. Same thing with your brain. If you tap into your brain and you're not driving it, somebody else is. Be careful. Be careful. Because you're still held accountable for what happens. Okay? So let's talk about critical question number 3. Have you set limits? as you start your business, whether it be any investment you're going to make as you grow, whether it be your personal business, the business of you, the business that you're going to start, your side gig, however you want to look at it, you have to set limits. And when I say limits, most people say, I don't want to set no limits. No, you need to set some limits. You need to know what you're willing to exchange for what you're asking for. Now, part of the homework is going to be a confidence formula. I'm a Napoleon Hill instructor, so I work with this confidence formula. You're going to get it as part of your homework, and all you have to do is fill in blanks. There's a few blanks, so you're going to fill them in. If y'all hear the people cutting my grass, that's a thank you. I'm thanking people for cutting my grass because I don't want to cut it no more. So anyway, but if you hear it, that's what you're hearing. So anyway, so when you look at this, look at your time and your investment, your cash, and we'll talk about in the future, how do you get cash if you don't have everything you need? And then what is your borrowing cap? Because when you first start a business, you want to make sure you do some things to separate the business from your personal. And we'll talk about that a little bit too. So remember, a business is like a baby. When you first start a business, it's just like when you deliver a baby. Typically, your baby can't feed you. Typically, it can't feed you. And a lot of people get mad at their business because they quit everything else they're doing. Not everybody is like Lentice. You know, she walked away for some things and rocked it. Everybody's not in that situation. So you have to count the cost. If you go out to my YouTube channel, you'll see a video. If you Google under my thing, you'll see one that says count the cost. It talks about how much does it cost to start a business, those pieces. And the reason I keep on going to my YouTube channel, because there's no way that you're going to get it all in this session. There's just no way, just no way. So you're going to have to do some intel on your own. So I want to give y'all some opportunities to do that so that y'all can ask me questions about stuff I've put out. So that's it. So this tip that I'm telling you now, you just list your habits and all that stuff, your belief system, so you know where you start, the things that we've already talked about. And then once you have set the dollar amount that you're willing to invest, think about where it's coming from, and then write it down and write down a time limit. For an example, if you say, I want to be at this place by this time, and I'm willing to invest this time and money to get there in my business, then have a date. Please don't make it 90 days. Don't do nothing like that. Don't do nothing like that, y'all. Don't do that. Stretch it out so that, because then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to build a plan that aligns to it, because that is huge. Okay. So then you go through this money fitness thing. Remember, I said there's certain things that management of things and the leadership of people are the two things that cause businesses to fail. So one of them is this. What is your money fitness? Do you like money? Who taught you about money? What is your thought process? Do you look at people that are rich, and I'm putting that quotes around it, or look rich, and you're looking at them wishing you woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda? Or are you looking at it and saying, because I know this for the long term, I'm not going to do these things right now, because I don't care what people perceive I am. I'm going to be wealthy. I'm going to be healthy. This is going to be a long-term investment, because on the back end, I want to be sitting this is my thing. I'm going to be sitting on sandy waters, looking at blue water, because Edith, reminded me of that. Looking at blue water while I consult with people and in the background, you hear the ocean. You hear what I'm saying? So what is your thing? Do it for the long term, because there's a lot of people that look like they have money, but they really have bills. And when you have a lot of bills, you end up with a lot of stress. When you end up with a lot of stress, it attacks your body. I mean, you can do the research. I mean, this is based on research from Harvard and everybody. I mean, greater minds than mine. So be careful with that looking like versus being. Remember, because you want to become. You're going to do the work to become. It's not about what other people perceive. It's about having it in your bank account. And if you look at it, because y'all live in California, y'all see that all the time. What I call, my mother told me, she said, old money doesn't prove that it has money. Old money didn't prove it because they got it. They don't care if you know they got it. You have to, you know what I'm saying? But new money feel like they have to ride, they have to show, they have to do all this stuff to prove to you that they have money. So be careful with that, okay? So remember, the core is like building the core of your body is to spend less. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money do you spend. Because I don't care if you make $1 million a month. If you spend $1.1 million, you still broke. If you make $4,000 or $1,000 a month, but you spend $800, you got more money than the person who made $1 million. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you spend. And look at the long term. And then this is a free quote, and I'm gonna give you this. This is something that I teach. Excuse me. Let's reframe what an asset is. I'm an accountant, okay? So I'm gonna give you this really thing that's gonna cause you to grow wealth. Reframe the way you look at an asset. I'm not telling you not to buy a house or anything like that. I'm telling you to look at the way that you think of an asset. Assets are things that pay you. Assets, look at them, and if you're buying something that requires maintenance and it requires time, energy, and money to maintain it, it may one day become an asset when you sell it. But right now, it's driving a bill. I'm not telling you not to own property, because that's a great way to build wealth. I'm not saying that. I'm saying look at assets as things that pay you. So if somebody gave, now I'm in a different situation. If I was looking at a younger person and they said, well, Johnnie, I have $300,000. What should I do? And I said, okay, $300,000, you take half of it, $150,000, then you can borrow. That's 25% you need for the bank to buy apartment, a multi-unit dwelling. Or what do you like? That's really my first question. What do you like? Because some people don't like property. Some people don't like whatever. So what do you need to do to cause that money to make money for you? So I tell them to leverage their ability to create wealth by doing that, right? Some people say pay off all your debt. That's an idea. That still builds your bottom line, but you have the option. So you want to build good habits. So think of great habits now, and that makes a big difference, because wherever your focus goes, your power flows. That's something that I have canned. Wherever your focus goes, your power flows. I'm gonna say it again. Wherever your focus goes, your power flows. So when you focus on something, your power goes to that something. So if somebody gives you a lot of chaos, guess where your focus goes? It goes to the chaos. Where did your power go? To the chaos. Somebody focus you on something that has nothing to do with your vision, purpose, or destiny. That's where your energy went. So just be careful with that, okay? And especially people like me that have shiny object syndrome. I'm just saying. Okay, so now again, the financial piece that we're looking at is every one of these areas have risk and rewards. Every one of these areas, a journey is required. Every one of them. So personal finances are no different. So if your credit score, your personal credit score is not that high, your FICO score is not that high, you want to do some things to build your FICO score as you build your business. I'm not telling you to wait. I didn't say wait. I said, as you build your business, you want to make sure that you build your personal credit score as well, because the better your credit score, your personal credit score, the easier it is for you to borrow some money. Okay. The fastest way for you to build your credit score is to pay your bills on time. 35% of your credit score is built from paying your bills on time. On time, on time, not your time, not messed up, your time on time. If you ask for your lender to extend something and they agree, they cannot put you in the credit bureau as being paid late. Most people want to shy away and not ask their lender for help or, to move the date or whatever. Remember, when you get permission, you have agreement, then they can't turn it in as being late. Just keep that in mind. Okay. So now let's talk. Did somebody have a question? We good. Okay. So focus is about a head thing, and whatever's in your head leads to your heart, and it leads to your work. It leads to what you're doing. If it's not in your head, it's not going to help your heart, because this is where your passion, your compassion, all that, and it's not going to get to your hands. So a lot of people have a disconnect between here and here. And that's only 9 inches, if I remember right. It's only like 9 inches between your head and your heart. So your brain and your heart. So the deal with that is that's a huge gap if it's not in agreement. So that's where you want to get your head aligned to what your mission, vision, and purpose is. Okay. So what you feed, what you nourish grows. If you eat all junk food.
Oh, oops, that's supposed to be on mute.
If you eat all junk food, I just say it. But there's a battle going on. You know what I said? Remember I told you I like sugar. I'm sitting here now thinking of things I can eat. You got sugar. See it. So anyway, but both of them impact what you're thinking. So are you having good thoughts? This is not just about food. This is about what you're focusing on. Today, you're feeding yourself. You're feeding yourself by being in this space, right? So you're taking all this in, and once you start marinating on it, you're going to say, but everything you eat may be good for you, but it may not taste good to you. Having self-control is good for you, but it may not taste good to you. So you have to change the way your taste buds are used to whatever. You have to just change those things, because whatever you feed grows. Whatever you feed grows. So most people want to, nobody has ever become rich by studying the poor. Nobody else you don't lose weight by studying people that are obese. You lose weight by going to the gym or working out or extra movement. But you start where you are. Like for me, as an example, I'm on this journey, right? My journey is this. I know this sounds interesting, but I want you to understand the concept. All I have to do on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday is to walk in the gym. That's my only requirement. If I walk in the gym, because we have a thing here on where I live. If I walk in and just get a cup of coffee and walk out, I made it. That's my success. My success is to train myself to go. I have never went in the door dressed for the gym. I have never went in the door and not worked out. So what I do is I trick my brain. It's not about working out. It's about making it in the door. All I do is make it in the door. And I get a win for making it in the door. It's not working out for an hour. It's not. See, we try to make things hard. Don't make it hard. Make it smart. Because all of us are listening to things in our lives. So are you ready to start a business? Absolutely. Part 1 is you. It's you. You're ready or you wouldn't be here. So the key is to line things up. But all of us have ants. Ants are automatic negative thoughts. And the reason, because you'll remember this if I show you ants, little ants, you'll remember this, is automatic negative thoughts. So all of us, when we're trying to stretch ourselves, our brain says we don't like change. Your brain is that's a natural place for your brain to be. It doesn't like change. So you have to tap into it a little bit differently and ask the question, not not I can't. You say, how can I? The brain says, okay, I need to solve this problem for you. So it solves it. I teach myself it ain't about the exercise because my brain says, no, we need to sit down and do something else, but going into the building, that's all it's about. So my brain says, we can get into the building. We can do that. And I get into the building and work out. So do what you need to do to get yourself in the place you need to be so that you can go against those automatic negative thoughts. Don't fight the thought. Remember, wherever your focus goes, your power flows. Whatever you feed grows. Remember that. So you're not fighting against it. What you're doing is you're almost being stealth and you're going under. And then before you know, you say, oh, wow, we're at the gym 3 days a week all the time. That's what we do. Okay. You tricked it. Same thing with saving money. Same thing with building business. Same thing with, switching from social media strolling social media on social media. Take that time and redirect it to this, or figure out a way that you can build up an audience in such a way that you can still build your business, right? Because you can sell things on social media, just saying. So just consider that. Now, this is one of my favorite things. GPS, oh my. Have you ever followed your global positioning system? Global positioning system, and it tells you to do something that has nothing to do with real world. Like it used to be a street there and no longer a street there, stuff like that. I have seen people do that. I've seen people end up in some crazy place. But this is what you have to do. Your global positioning system is your goal, GOAL, positioning system. So take the same concept as your global positioning system, your GPS in your car, and look at it as your goal positioning system so that you don't, a lot of people make goals and they don't allow themselves to shift or change anything. You have to don't be married to the plan. Be married to the mission. You start with the end in mind. The mission is the goal. The plan is your journey. How you get there, don't limit yourself of how to get there or who's going to get you there. Because sometimes people that were counted as your, I'm going to call it your not friend of me, your enemy, or someone that maybe you thought didn't like you or don't like you, can be used to get you where you need to go. So stop looking at it like that. And then don't trust your vision. Trust what you see. Even if something is telling you to turn right here because you made the plan to do it, there's no road there. So just be careful with that. And so then know what to avoid. Remember, we talked about kryptonite. Know what to avoid. I remember being on a trip and I did not put avoid fairies. But I told the thing, we were going to somewhere up north. And so I didn't say avoid ferries. So we drove all this way and all we see is water. And I'm a little confused, but we're following GPS. We get to a dead end, to a parking lot. And I thought, there's no road. I looked, it was making us get on a ferry. I didn't put in it avoid ferries. So I had to make a decision, even in your mistakes, because every decision you're going to make is not always going to be the best one. You're going to get to a place and you're going to say, oh my. At that moment, remember, you're a problem solver. So you look at it and say, okay, my choice is to go back 2.5 hours and get on the road, or I can get on the ferry and go across and enjoy the ride. Guess what I did? Got on, paid. Can we say paid to get on the ferry and went across, and we enjoyed the ride. We laugh about it today, but my point for saying that is know that sometimes you're going to walk into spaces, you're going to do things. It's not going to be what you planned. It's not going to be what you thought. It may be better. It may not meet your expectations, but don't stop moving forward. Momentum is something you want to take advantage of. So Build momentum by moving forward. Because remember, you can always take a detour and go a different direction at some point, because your goal positioning system is going to say reroute. Okay, so here's Shamgar. We're almost there. So anyway, Shamgar principle is, we've been talking about the whole time, is to start where you are. Notice what I said, you, not the Joneses, not the Sallys, not the Brunswicks, not nobody. You, where you are. Use what you have available to you, your gifts, your talents, your time, and your treasure, and then do what you can. Do what you can, and then when you need support, you may do it in several ways. You may barter with other people for services. Make sure you have a rule for that, because sometimes you can't exchange your $300 service for a $50 service. So just be careful when you do that. Make sure it's based on agreement. And then the other thing is, don't be afraid to pay for things you no longer have the bandwidth to do. What I just tell you about the people outside doing the grass. Last year, I was cutting my own grass. I put out my own mulch. I did 30 bags of mulch last year, y'all. What was I thinking of? I was thinking, I'm going to do it. I can do it. I can do it, but should I? So that's the way you need to look at your business. As you grow, remember the best place for you to gain momentum in your business may be in a different thing than you want to do. You may have to hire or get somebody else to do it. So always think about that. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Also means do what you could do to move forward, okay? Because it's about self-control. It's about self-discipline. It's about all of those things. It's not a place of lack. It's a place of abundance. And remember that, okay? Take your control back. Remember, advertisers are paid to tap into your thought process. They hire psychologists to tell you what you don't or what you're not, so that you will buy their product or service. So remember that, not just, advertising is huge, but only a few seconds can trigger you to go out and do something you may not need to do right now. So just keep that in mind. You only have 24 hours in a day. I don't care if you Oprah or you're whatever. You have 24 hours in a day. Now, she can get people to pay. She can pay people to make her day more profitable by paying them to do things she doesn't have time to do or don't want to do or whatever. However, she's still accountable for her 24 hours. You have to be accountable for yours. Okay? Just think about that. So take care of your money and your time, account for it, track it, and then go back and look at what you said you were going to do versus what you did. Okay? And then know that you need to be strategic. Again, where your focus goes, your power flows. Your focus has to be on the things that matter. So this is about sweat equity. Okay. I have a secret. You're going to sweat. It's going to take your hard-earned time, your energy, and it's not going to be real cute like she is on there. It's not always cute like that. It's not always cute like that. I'm just sorry. Sometimes sweating really looks really interesting. Okay? But don't worry about it, because sweating has purpose. When you focus, when your focus is directional, is strategic, you know why you're working. And yes, you will have people in your life that look at you and say, girl, you need to come out and hang out with us. Or boy, you need to, da, da, da. And you have to keep in mind your mission. You're going to hang out later. You're going to hang out once you're through with this. You have a goal that you need to meet, or you need to determine, are you going to get up early or are you going to stay late? Same thing with your family. Don't give up the things that are priceless for the things that appear to be valuable. I'm going to say that again. Don't give up the things that are priceless. Time with your family. Be careful with that. Make sure you communicate with your family. What are your goals? What are you telling everybody you're going to do? And then align to it. Don't be afraid to use vision boards. Don't be afraid to do all that so that everybody's on the same page. And once everybody's on the same page, then they will help remind you of the page that you're on. But make sure that they have some skin in the game and that there's a benefit for them doing with the part of the we. Okay? So remember that it's a customer. And remember the way that you are a cut above the rest. Because sometimes people look and they say, well, you know, I have that idea, but somebody's already doing it. So look, a lot of things were not recreated. We've always had a phone. Somebody just changed the way we deal with this phone, right? So now they keep on doing it. So the key is, what can you make better and how can you increase the customer value or value proposition or the customer journey? How do you add value to them where they'll use your service in lieu of someone else's? And remember that you have to stay on top of your game because there's always somebody else that's doing something. That doesn't mean fear. That means you continue to know your customer so you can provide them value. Okay. Okay. Oh my, test. How do you test your program? You have to look at, you test your idea. Look at the market. A lot of people have great ideas or they may be solving a problem, but how many people have that problem? Is it just you? If you're the only one that you're solving the problem for, that's not a business. So you have to test the market. So we're going to talk about and figure out how to do that. How do we test the market? And we've talked about the management and leadership are the two keys for making sure your business can grow. And that's going to make a difference in everything. So how do you prepare? So one of the things is you have to prepare to win or you automatically look at loss. So you prepare for the win. If you're in a game and you're playing a sport, they have a game plan, they went through training, all of that stuff. They did practice, all of that. You have to do the same thing in your business. Okay. So when I look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I look at the psychological need first, your need for basic necessities. The reason that I brief and show this is that a lot of times people put needs in things that are not needs. Me having a Gucci purse is not a need. It may be a want, but it's not a need. So is it more valuable for me to take that money and realign it to a business opportunity than it is for me to do that and then decide if I want Gucci later or whatever? So that's the reason for this. And as you look at it, when you come back to it and look at the replay, look at the fact that then you have safety for shelter and all that. Make sure the bottom layers are taken care of before you continue to go to things that you just want, or they may have self-actualization. Other people think you look a certain way because you have it. Don't get caught up in that. Make sure you stay focused. Okay. So, and then the key about what I said too is remember that it's not about the money. It's about the purpose. The wealth will come. The money will come if you have purpose. The more greater value I provide to other people, the more I get paid. It's not about the money. It's about the purpose. How does it align to your mission, vision, and purpose? Remember your MVP? How does that make you be in there? Don't pursue money because then it becomes about greed instead of mission. Be careful because there's so many things we do in the world that are connected to greed. I was listening to somebody the other day and they were talking about, I think it was Miles Monroe, and he was talking about he went through Idaho and they were turning over all these potatoes and crushing them. And so what he was talking about was there's not a food shortage. You know what I mean? Because people in Africa or in other countries and even America could use those potatoes. But because they wanted the price of the potatoes will be a certain amount, they destroyed it. So make sure that you're not holding back your gifts and talents. Make sure that as you grow and expand and go forward, that you don't get into this area of pursuit of the money and forget about the mission. Because the mission will help you stay balanced. Intentional imbalance, they'll do that. But when you go after the money, you will never have enough. Because don't you look at people and say, how much money is enough money? How much is enough? If you stay connected to the mission, you'll know. Because remember that whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I'm going to say it again. Thoughts are things. Whatever you're sitting on, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing was first a thought. Even us, we were first a thought. So the key is what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Remember, do the journal. What are you thinking? So that you can go back and look. What are you grateful for? And how does that position you to move forward? Okay. So we're almost there, guys. Faith in action. You know, you know, this is the thing I'll say about faith. Faith is about belief. I believe something's going to happen. However, until I become the light bulb that is willing to be turned on and move away from some of the rest, there's no action. All of us will be off. None of us will shine. Now, these light bulbs are probably saying, show off. They're probably saying, who do you think you are? But shine. Shine anyway. Doesn't matter what people think. Shine. Shine anyway, because it's important. The people in your community, people in the world need you to shine. They need what you're offering. So shine. Shine in spite of it. And so as we end up, applied faith is about the movement. Faith without works, you need to work. Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. So focus intentions is about hitting the bullseye. But as you see on this chart, not every time I pull the arrow do I hit the bullseye. Don't be afraid to pull the arrow anyway and see if it even hits the target, and then pull it again. There's no shortage of thoughts. Just make sure that they're calculated. Make sure that you have intentions. Make sure that you've done the work, because that's what we're going to do the next few sessions, to do those things as we move forward, because it's about return on your investment. So really, the new acronym for ROI is release, organize, and intensify your intention. I'm going to say it again. ROI for you as a person, how you get a greater return on the investment, whether it be in your business or whether it be in your personal life, is to release, not be afraid to release things that don't belong to you. To organize your mind, your thoughts, your intentions, to organize your life. Dump some stuff out and get rid of what doesn't belong to you. Write it off on your taxes if you give it away to nonprofits. Then intensify your intention. Put a fire under what you're believing for. Okay. So what we should have done today, and I hope that you've received, is we talked about the power of self, the power that you have. We've talked about moving from how to how can I, and not just I can't. We talked about now what? Now what do I do? You work on you as you move forward to work on your business. Some of the homework is going to be, when I say homework, did you love that? I call it growth work. Let me use the right word. This is growth work. This is about you. So this is growth work that you're going to have. And it's going to be It's going to be downloadable. Either Pastor Sonia is going to provide it to y'all. That's what I probably should do. Provide it to Pastor Sonia. She'll email it to you. Write on it, whatever, print it out. It's not going to be a lot, but do the work. Do the work. Okay, please do the work. And it's going to help you as we move forward. Then, and then as you move forward and you write down things, if you're afraid, some people are not afraid of failure, they're afraid of success. So look at that and then start where you are, use what you have and do what you can. Do a self-assessment. What do you have? What can you do now? And we'll talk about those things in the next segment, because I want to make sure that you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. And the question about being hungry is, hungry for what? Hungry for a better level of you, for your next level. Consider where you are right now today as your halftime. As the halftime, I don't care how old you are or how young you are, consider it a place in your life that this is the game of life and you're at this pause and you're going to take this moment and you're going to intensify your intentions. You're going to move forward because you're hungry for something better, for something greater, and you deserve it. The question is for what? That's not a choice I can make. That's something you have to do. So here we are. We're at the place that we have questions and comments and whatever. I haven't been checking the chat. I don't know if there's any. Is there questions in the chat?
No questions in the chat. I just was highlighting a couple of things that you said along the way.
Okay.
And so and just prior to you taking the questions in the comments, can you just give you know, what to expect for our next session?
Yes.
I'm just going to put that in it right here. So our next session is Plan Your Business. That's session number 2, Saturday, April 23rd at 11 a.m. Same time, same bat channel. And so I'm going to have Miss Johnnie just share a little bit about what to expect next week. I mean, the next session, you want to come ready to work, ready to actually put some things, pen to paper, vision to paper, and you'll be expecting, you know, to be able to start. You're going to be starting your walk then today. And I want to encourage you, because some may be wondering, well, why do we start like this? Because everything begins in the mind. And if you can't get your mind right, you know, then you're not going to be successful. And so everything that Johnnie was speaking about today was dealing with you, because you're your biggest obstacle and you're your biggest enemy. You're the biggest one that's going to get in the way of your success. And so the reasoning around her talking about, you know, about you, and I loved the Shamgar principle. You know, she's been talking to me about it for the past, I want to say maybe two years now. We've been talking about it, you know, but she really like leaned into it at the beginning of this year. I'm just sharing, you know, it's, you know, what was it? Start where you are, use what you have,
and
right?
do what you can.
And do what you can. And so I really want you guys to take that home with you. But, you know, Johnnie, can you just kind of share what they can expect for the next session?
Absolutely. Okay, so the next session, first of all, and I'm gonna address the homework too as well. So the homework, I need to hit escape. Okay, so the homework, because I am doing 3 things at once. So the homework is gonna be doing some research, identifying what type of business you want. When I say that, if you want it to be structured and you want to look at a franchise opportunity, if that's what you're interested in, versus an LLC, that kind of thing. Then the other piece of the homework is to establish a confidence formula. The formula is actually promised to yourself. It's not about us. You're going to share it and you're going to say it out loud for accountability. However, it's about you looking at it every day, you saying it out loud every day. So then next week, we end up and Plan Your Business. On that, we're going to talk about several of the C's for business, for the character traits you need But more than anything, we're going to literally go out and we're going to use a couple of examples of businesses you want to start. So the deal with that is if you can provide the name or the type of business that you desire to start, we're going to literally take that and y'all going to have some hands-on experience as to how to create that kind of business, the things you need to consider for that business. What is the some of the research that you can go out and do. So we're going to do some hands-on stuff so that you can take any business idea and go through the same process. Does that make sense? So you can either take, let's say you have an idea and you want to do drop ship, which is really good, Jeremy. If you go out to Amazon, just as an example, if you go out to Amazon and you put JB Lloyd, or yeah, I think that's where my book is, one of them is, or Johnnie Lloyd, all of them should come up and you'll see some books that I have co-authored with other people. But my point for saying this is you'll see a journal. That journal is $7.99. I don't touch it. All I did was create it. Amazon ships it. I was on the call with yesterday with a new client. She said, "Oh my gosh, I love this journal." She said, "It says I'll get it tomorrow if I order it right now." And I thought, okay. That's what I want to show you. There's ways to generate income, but in order to do that, you have to take and do it. You know, you have to do the work. So all it is about you doing the work. All I did was create the outside cover, did the inside pages, and Amazon does all of it. So when you connect with an organization like that, just an example of one of the things we can do is when you connect with something like that, you don't get a lot of money, but I'm not doing that. They send me a check while I sleep. People buy it in every country. I don't care. You'll see what I'm saying? So you have to decide how much time, how much resources, what are you willing to do at this point in your life? How much bandwidth do you have? So we're going to talk about those things, and I want y'all to come prepared with that. There's some questions that are going to be in the packet and for that. But more than anything, if you have questions, when you do the replay, if you have questions, and it may be a part 1 and part 2 because of the way we took a break, go in and under that area, do the replay and put your questions in. So that's the first thing we can knock out, or I already have them knocked out. Okay, so that's the key, is to plan your business. That's what we're going to actually be planning the business. And then the next one is money matters. Find that money. We're going to show you how to find some money. And then the last one is the branding, because by that time we will have been through the other areas, but we can touch base on all of that as we move forward. That's not a problem. I was just going to open up one more thing. Do y'all have questions while I find this last thing I need to find to just give y'all some more information?
Yeah, I got a brief question. On your journal, do you want to celebrate past ideals that you had that may not have come to fruition, but they were great ideals nevertheless, to help you kind of move forward into what you're thinking and to show yourself that you do have a pattern of creativity?
Okay, so this is what I'll say on that. That's a great question. One is, if the idea is still with you, but it has not come to fruition, and you believe it is still something that belongs to you, that's here what I said, it still belongs to you, then the deal is to put it in there.
Okay.
This is what I'll tell people. You don't have to prove that you're creative.
Okay.
Honestly. What you say out of your mouth and what you think in your head is the life that you see. You want to change your life? Say something different. Or think something different. Because the power of the tongue. Okay, so the most powerful thing I can do is not somebody else calling me something. Somebody else can call me out my name. They can call me anything they want to, right? It's only a problem when I say it. Because you know why? My brain doesn't know the truth from a lie.
Mm.
Your brain does not know the truth from a lie. So if you tell your brain something and you repetitively, consistently tell your brain something, whatever that something is, it'll start happening. It'll start happening. You'll start seeing it, motion happen. However, because sometimes we don't believe it, we'll do things to block it.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that your brain is still trying to work it.
Right.
The way that we re-establish our brain is we have to repetitively tell it something different. And I'm gonna give you a good example. When I was growing up, I was taught that money was the root of all evil. I was taught that.
Right.
It was embedded in me. So I had to go through and set up things and speak to myself and say money is not, I had to go through this whole process.
Right.
But now I don't have a problem with money. You know why? Money's not a problem.
Right.
So when I see people that do stuff or they have things, I say, you go ahead and go. I don't want it because I have to be careful, because there was a situation and I thought I want it. Matter of fact, I have a Mercedes key on my key ring. I drive a Prius. I used to drive a Mercedes, but I drive a Prius. Gas. Can we say gas? Anyway, I drive a Prius. So I drive a Prius. I'm not mad about Prius, but I acted like I wanted something different. So my car started acting weird. So I took it to the dealership and I was literally concerned. I said, God, I don't want a new car. So my brain said, I thought we wanted a new car. I thought, because you're driving energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing energy in, right? So I'm asking for something different because I'm watching everything. And I said, that's a bad car. I like that car. I'm doing this, right? So everything, the energy that I'm pulling in is saying, new car. I don't want a new car because I don't want the car payment. The reason I don't want the car payment, I don't want the taxes. The reason I don't want the taxes is because I don't want a higher insurance rate. I don't want that. It's not because I can't get one. It's because I don't want one. There's a difference. So if I'm traveling, I have creative abilities, right? I have the ability, money is not the issue, right? So if I want to drive a Mercedes for 30 days because I'm going on this road trip that my business is going to pay for. Did y'all hear what I said? My business is going to pay for it because I'm going on a business trip for whatever time period. My business is going to pay for it because I'm going to write it off on my taxes. Did y'all hear me? Okay, so now I'm driving in this car for 30 days. My insurance didn't go up. My tax thing didn't go up. Nothing. I had a ball. Then I'm getting out, get in my Prius and say, thank you, Lord, and keep on going. The issue that most of us have, honestly, is there's 6 ghosts of fear. Okay. There's 6 ghosts of fear. One of them is other people's opinion. The reason that that's so prevalent right now is because of social. Because we see all these people standing in front of this stuff and we think that's the life they have. We don't know the life they have because that was a picture. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, but going back to the other side is the creative genius that we have. We are all creative geniuses. We can create anything. The question is, what do you want to create? And why do you want to create it? Don't create something if you don't know the purpose of it. Why are you creating something if there's no purpose? But if it's solving a problem, that's a gift. To give something to the world that solves a problem is a gift. So that people pay you for that gift that you give them, an opportunity to purchase or an opportunity to share or an opportunity to whatever. So I love the journaling creative ideas. And I didn't say this, and I'm glad you brought it up, Arnold, is this. is when I first get up in the morning, I know everybody ain't gonna like this. Can I just say that up front? Is don't touch your phone. Your phone pulls you out of the creative space of REM. REM sleep, REM sleep, it pulls you out of the creative space. So go from your bed, you know, do whatever you need to do, then go and do your journaling and take the benefit of your REM space and be creative. I didn't tell you how long to do it. I didn't tell you how many things to be grateful for. It can be the same thing every day. It doesn't matter. I didn't give you any limits. And I intentionally didn't, because we're so used to people telling us what to do. So I wanted to give it to you like, do you? You want to write 3 pages today? If you ain't got time, you write 1 page, you write 1 sentence. But the requirement is to do it every day. That's the homework. So that's the mindset. That's going to impact your mindset. I'm looking at the homework now. Matter of fact, I'm going to share my screen for just, did I answer your question though, Arnold?
Sure did. And what does
Okay.
ANTS stand for real quick? ANTS, any negative thought?
Automatic negative thoughts.
Okay, automatic negative thought. Okay.
And
And
that
it was also,
happens.
it's also in the chat for anybody else. It's in the
And-
chat.
Yeah, and don't forget you can save it. I think people can save the chat. Let me go here. This is the homework, and don't be scared. Say, don't be scared. I'm not scared. Tell people I'm not scared. So this is the one over here. It talks about building, is building blocks for business, right? And mission. And this is so you can put on your own crown and have power. So journal gratitude, and then journal ideas, thoughts, and desires. I don't think I mentioned desires. So thank you for me doing this. Then the next one, and this is the homework. What encouraged you most in this session that we were in? What surprised you? And you're going to get this, so you don't have to write this down. And then my thought to you is, please do the work. Please do the work. Please do the work. You got to do the work. I can't do it for you. Okay. So let me increase this so I'll be on the right page. Okay. I'm not trying to test y'all. There we go. I just want to make, this is the affirmation that I was talking about. It's a memorization. It's you put in your name, not somebody else's name, your name. We'll have do XYZ by this date. You say what you're going to be doing. This is your affirmation that you're making to yourself under the mindset of your confidence formula, right? This is your confidence formula and what you expect. If y'all have any problems with that, I can work through that, but I'm going to make sure this reads perfectly right so that you'll be able to do this as an affirmation. I recommend you do it in the morning and the evening. The evening is, you're still doing it. And I apologize because oh no, we're still in time, I think, right? I'm still good.
No, we're past time, but
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the deal with this is, do you know your brain, your subconscious mind never sleeps? Your subconscious mind never sleeps. So if the last thing you watched was something interesting, or you thought of at night was something interesting, your subconscious mind is working all night on that. You didn't give it anything to do. So I'm telling you to do this so that you can give your subconscious mind something to do, a problem to solve, okay? So then routes to business ownership. Do you want to start a new business? You want a franchise? This is easy. All you have to do is say which one it is. Do you want to do it part-time because you have a full-time job? So even if you want to start a new business, it still may be part-time. So just let me know. And then the product or service, what are you selling? Why is it of value? This is your work, doing your work. And this is the other thing. We're going to talk about these things, and then I'm going to have the information. And then if y'all have questions or whatever, if you didn't get them answered, we're going to take a time for that because it's interactive. Okay. And then we're going to do market research. If you know what you want to do, This is going to help you. These are areas you can do the market research. This is it. And that's it. That's it. People say, oh, that's a lot. No, it's not. It's your business. Okay.
All right.
Pastor Sonia, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all staying longer than we set up. And I apologize. I'm usually very timely. I'm gonna fix that on my own.
Okay. I'm gonna